Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning, December the 14th. And while I'm wrapping a few gifts for our Christmas party today, I thought we would talk about a few things. First of all, I hope everybody's had a good week. If you hear noise in the background, my husband's cutting firewood. Thankfully, we don't have to depend on just firewood. He actually has a wood stove in his shop, and he uses it in there to keep warm. But it made me think about some things. I've actually just had these on my mind this week, is what it was like to live in the Depression. So a lot of what we're going to talk about today is living during the Great Depression, and how would it be today if we had to go back to the way people lived back then, and just about how much waste we have. So I just had pulled up something on the internet. I'm going to read it. So 1 in 4 people were unemployed. And this is working age people. So you just think about a household with a parent, a mother and a father. Over half of the households had at least one person unemployed. If you had 2 families side by side, mom and a dad and 2 kids, and then the neighbor was a mom and dad and 2 kids, then at least one of those 4 parents was unemployed. Businesses closed, banks failed, people lost their homes, and I know a lot of people today, they talk about homelessness as though it's a lot of second-class citizens, and food insecurity as though, those people are less than. Those people are not less than. Those people have had some sort of trauma in their life. They've had something that has happened in their life that has caused them to be in this situation. Sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's drug abuse, sometimes it's things that, they went through as a child, some sort of sexual abuse or trauma in that way. And I have to have some empathy for people that are in that position, because I don't think they would choose to be homeless. I don't think they would choose to have to go to a food bank to get their food. Those people are not second-class citizens. So if we were to go back to, like we were talking about, the Great Depression. So many Americans lost their homes and didn't have any savings because the banks failed. Psychological strain, financial stress. The financial strain took a psychological toll, especially on men who could no longer provide for their families. Suicide rate went up. The suicide rate in 1933 was at an all-time high. And I think the Great Depression actually started in 1932. Food shortages. People walked around asking each other if they could have food or you could share it. Think how much food goes in our trash can. And I'm not speaking to you as though you're different than me. I'm saying my own. I threw away food last night because my husband didn't like it and I didn't like it. And in the Great Depression, and the people that were raised up during that time, they would have been so grateful. And we were not grateful. We just dumped that food in the garbage. I definitely have a lot more improvement to do in the area of food waste. Our community's really good. They have this, it's not a food bank, but it's like a drive-through, maybe it is a food bank, a drive-through deal where you can get food a couple of times a month. And they give fresh vegetables and produce, canned goods. It's supposed to be enough food to get a family of 4 through several days, I think a week. And I know people that go to the food bank or the food drive-through thing, and it's called a food giveaway, and they get food. And I attend church with these people, and these people are not bad people. They're just people that really have not had the financial support, or they've gone through, a very violent divorce, and they're just trying to survive right now, one day at a time. And they're good people. So when I see people needing to go get food at the food giveaway, I definitely have changed my perspective. I used to think, these people all just go to work. They'll just get up and go to work. But after living through some trauma of my own, I realized that people are not always able to control a circumstance that makes them just able to jump up and go to work and do what they need to do. And they won't always be that way, but in that time period, they need to be given some grace. And who are we to judge? I'm pretty sure that it's not my place. So I just was, for whatever reason, with him cutting firewood and thinking about food insecurity and what would it be like today if we, I mean, obviously couldn't afford to have the internet. We wouldn't have YouTube. We wouldn't have television. We would all be out picking up cans and trying to get, you know, sell aluminum, trying to sell metal. What else would we do to try to make money? Sell firewood, do handy jobs for people. There's obviously still going to be people that do have some financial means to help those that don't. But when it comes to you've got more and you have some sort of ability to help another, we've got to get away from judging people and being like, you know, well, they did this to themselves. And I thought it even today about somebody. We've got to try to remember that these people have gone through something that we haven't gone through. We haven't walked in their shoes. And we've got something that we can offer them that might for a moment give them some peace, some calm. And they deserve it. They deserve it as a human being, and it is not our place to judge. So you guys may have seen me wrapping toothpaste. So there's a story behind this. This really isn't toothpaste. There's cash in there, and I'm not sure how much. But when I was a kid, speaking of insecurity, my mom didn't have a lot of money. I remember we would go get commodities. I was probably maybe 6, 7 years old. And I actually lived full-time with my grandparents, who did have the ability to provide. And then, you know, every now and then Mama would come get me. I'd go live with her for a little while. And one of the times that I went to live with her, I remember we went and got commodities. And they had this yellow cheese or white cheese. It was really, really good. And my mom would share it with everybody. I think it came in a 5-pound or a 3-pound stick. And she would share it with everybody. Like friends would come around and they'd be like, oh, can I get some of that cheese? And then there was the powdered milk. Powdered milk, no bueno, no good. But we would get those things. And back to my story about the money. So when we would get them, one of the ladies that she gave the cheese to was a friend of hers that was a nurse. And Mama was real good friends with her. Her parents, the nurse's parents invited us to their family Christmas dinner. And what the lady did, the older lady did for Christmas, was she wrapped all kinds of random gifts. Like this is just a little notebook and it's got some cash hidden in it. She wrapped things that you could use throughout the year. It might be washing powders, it might be toothpaste, it might be soap. There would be a little piece of jewelry, dish towels, washcloths, things like that. She wrapped them all up, and each individual person would go around and pick something out of that box of gifts. And in some of the gifts would be like, you might open it and you'd think it'd be toothpaste, for example. Well, in the toothpaste box was cash. And I remember getting $5 out of, I think I had maybe 4 things. One of them might have been a little necklace or something. And I had never had $5. I was so excited because this was probably 77, 78. And I was so excited to have that. And that made such an impression on me as a little girl. And I remember how much fun it was to, you know, everybody opened their gifts and saw what they got. And there were just a few that had money in them. So we're doing that this year on my mom's side of the family, which Mom's, you know, she passed in October of 2023. But none of the family except my cousin knows that we're doing it this year. Well, my son and his girlfriend know, and my husband knows, but everybody that comes, they're going to get to do this. And, you know, we told everybody not to bring gifts. And my cousin did like $50 cash in one of the envelopes. I think she got some lottery tickets and is putting in some of the, you know, sneaking them into different boxes. And so we're really excited this year. This bottle of Tylenol is going to be wrapped. Let's see what's in it. This is going to be hard to get out. Somebody with little fingers is going to have to do this. I can't even get it out. Looks like it's about 10 $1 bills. I don't know if you can see them. 8 or 10 $1 bills are in there. But we're going to do that with our family this year. I think Christy said there's going to be 23 of us there. And I think this will be so fun. And if it takes off, then we'll do it again next year. I waited a little late to be planning it this year. So we've got maybe 60, 70 gifts. Everybody should get between 2 and 3 gifts. And hopefully everybody gets some money. But if they don't, maybe somebody in their family, immediate family, will have gotten money. But I'm so excited to do that this year. And just as we're doing this, I'm just so grateful. As we're building the house, I'm so grateful. And this is just a way that I want to do something that's fun and not stressful for anybody. And, you know, I like to give. It makes me feel good. Pretty sure that's the way it's supposed to be. So, yeah, we're doing that today. And I'll let you guys know how it went. I'm excited about it. Somebody will get this and think, oh, great, Tylenol. Oh, just what I needed. And it's not a lot of money. It's not going to make or break anybody. But it's fun to do it. All right, guys. We've been on here for quite a while. And I hope everybody has a good day. Let me know some of the things that if you experienced the depression. If you have family that talks about the depression. Just some of the things that you went through. And we'll catch you later. Talk to you. Bye.